We're Mel and Kate, and since the shutdown in March, we would have never imagined it would lead us to our biggest adventure to date, building out a 2014 Sprinter van in Michigan to run our business and lives from full time. We have been hard at work cleaning, rust-proofing, installing fans and windows in the van, and making steady progress in order to head out west to spend time with Mel's family in California. Thanks for joining us on the journey as we juggle work, relationships, and family during these crazy, crazy times.
So right now what we're doing is we're creating a template with the old floor of the van. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna trace the old floor of the van onto our new marine grade plywood so we know where to cut exactly. And the old floor is gonna serve as our template. Here we go. There's architect Kate.
So right now I'm doing something very scientific, detailed, precisely measured. None of that's true. I am doing something important though. So around the wheel well, on the inside, we're doing the tracing, the template basically right now, but there is a small gap from where we actually have to cut the board to where it fits. So I did some measurements inside, and around the outside edges on either side, it's about 3/4 of an inch gap. Closer to the middle, it's 1/2 inch. So I'm making little marks, and I'm going to freehand my best straight with rounded edges line so Mel can cut that. I'm not very confident in it, but I'm confident enough, and that's the most important thing. You know what I need?
She needs
I need my yardstick! Oh, my marks on it from my pens and my markers. See, this is what you need. A tape measure is no good because it's just not. It doesn't lay flush to the wood. As one
What was
might
that?
say.
It doesn't what?
Lay flush to the wood.
Is that a new vocab word for you?
For sure. Not the word flush, but how do you use it? Flush is like, if there's an amount of words you use during a van build, flush has to be number 1 on Mel's list. I'm gonna put the floor flush to the other floor. I'm gonna make sure this line in the wall is flush to the back of the wall.
I'm gonna make sure this toilet flushes.
That's the best one I've heard yet.
What do you think, babe? Are we ready to cut? Should I try it with my angle grinder?
Sure, I think so. Definitely, yes.
Think so?
I don't know. It's getting late, it's getting a little dark in here, so as long as you can see, okay.
All right, let's set it up. I'm gonna put the plywood right here. I'm gonna get my angle grinder ready. And we're gonna grind, baby. Grind, 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 grind all day.
Yay! That's the first time I've ever used a circular saw. Ever. Never used it before. And I did something.
That looks amazing.
Woo! Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
It's helpful to have family with tools. I never knew you were such a man of the Power Master tool saw.
I used to watch the Tim the Toolman Taylor when I was a kid.
Oh, van building really takes it out of me. I need a nap. It's either an espresso or a nap. Maybe a nap first and then an espresso. That sounds good.
We installed a hopscotch course.
So when we take this floor apart, how confident do you feel that you could put it exactly like it is back together?
Well, I feel very confident, but you asking me makes me doubt that a little bit.
No doubt. Just run it through your head.
Well, it's not running it through my head. It's taking more pictures and making sure everything is marked how I want it to be. So, I feel 100% confident. 110 actually. We're good.
I got a present for you.
What is it? Ah, my black marker. Ooh. Perfect. It's a big black Sharpie, which is what I want to use in the van. This is better for smaller things. I couldn't find it. Thank you, babe. Yay. Okay, see watch how nice it. Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm marking spaces for you to sand before we attach all these things together. I'm just, doing what I do best, helping my husband.
So one of the reasons Kate has to take this out and then we need to put it back in is because I have to grind the X's under the pieces of wood that she made. You see, so some of these, well, these have X's under them, and that's where I need to grind to expose the metal so we can apply the glue to glue these puppies down. Awesome day today. We got a bunch of wood cut. The subfloor is coming along very nicely and really excited. Now just cleaning up our PPE. Oh, and my mask. Got to put it all away. Wow, whew, what a day. Let me show you what we got done. So the final piece of the subfloor is actually going to be cut from this marine grade plywood. And let me show you the subfloor. It's kind of exciting. Here it is. Whew, look at that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces that make up the subfloor. We got a few more 1x2s today. Oh, and I got Kate another birthday gift. You guys want to see it? She hasn't even seen it yet. Ready? Here's one of her birthday gifts. She's gonna love looking through this. Campgrounds all across the US. Super fun. So I'm gonna bring that in. And I just got some cool tools. Countersink, right? So the screws lay flush in the wood. And then I got hole saws. Hole saws are awesome because I can now cut perfectly round holes through metal. I am done. Pretty darn tired. Kate right now is visiting Grandma. I stayed a little longer just to get some stuff done, but I am ready to go in and have some dinner. So for now, that's a wrap. Woo! subfloor is so close to being done. As a matter of fact, you want to see how close it is to being done? We just cut this piece and that piece, and come on over here. Look how close we are to being done. Literally less than half an eighth. We need to trim. We're gonna trim this piece so that middle piece fits better, but we are so close. Once that gets trimmed, that will sit flush, and we will have the pieces to the subfloor complete. Whew, so many cuttings, so many cuts. I'm possibly eating sawdust for lunch. This piece of wood is one of 5 that make the back plywood floor. Now the thing is that there's going to be a shower here and the heater, the diesel heater over here. So that means that parts of this floor need to be cut. And that's what I'm doing right now, measuring to know what I need to cut so it still fits perfectly. I'm gonna use my new Milwaukee pen. Our goal this weekend is to get the floor joists in, glued down, get the subfloor in, nailed in, and before we do all of that, what we have to coat it with polyurethane, which we just got in. This stuff is $100. The stuff that goes with it is an extra $30. It's like the second component. You basically pour this into here. This is from Italy, and it was very hard to find. There's basically one supplier, and why it's so special is because of the no VOC, which means it's non-toxic. After you paint it, it doesn't release anything into the air, which is important. So we're gonna basically do all the wood to moisture seal it and never to worry about mold. So that is a big thing that we got to do before all of it. And then when we're ready to glue, we bought this stuff, Almighty. This is also non-toxic construction adhesive. So we want to be as non-toxic as possible. There's some things that you know, are hard to avoid, like we're going to be using this stuff for the spray and insulation, and also some of the 3M adhesive, but we want to be as green as possible, as non-toxic as possible. And oh, there she is.
Good morning. Ooh, this heat feels real nice. Ready to get to work. Gonna be a big weekend. Last weekend we did the bunk windows. This weekend we're gonna do the floor, and just being able to knock out some of these bigger projects over a couple days in a really nice warm space.
It's rainy and cold outside, and we're very glad to be in the barn. Let's load out. And what we're gonna have to do before we lay the plywood floor is pre-wire under the floor. So any wires that are gonna be going under the floor, we need to run those wires. So that's why I brought my handy dandy schematic, so we know what wires go under the floor. And here it is, all my chicken scratch. And then this is the overall wiring diagram. So we got 48 hours. Let's see how much we can get done. This is our 1-inch floor insulation that we're gonna have to cut out into exact pieces between the joists. Okay, so we have to prepare the polyurethane with the hardener. We're gonna give all the pieces a nice sand, top and bottom. Then we bought special brushes. It takes 3 hours to dry, so top 3 hours, bottom 3 hours. And then it should make a nice waterproofing coat. This is my favorite bar. I eat it every day. Nut butter bar.
It also happens to be the bar that's very hard to find in stores, and most stores aren't carrying it anymore. So if you see it, let me know. When I find it, I buy like anywhere from like 8 to 38 of them at a time. Gotta keep the man happy.
So good. Hard cherry. I tell myself this is good for the gout. And of course, I'm drinking my organic celery juice.
So I have all the joists for the floor and the connecting middle pieces sanded, wiped down, and organized. So they are ready to have the coat of sealant put on them. You can see what I did here. Got these. Got these. If you're wondering why I have plastic bags there, they're actually what I put them in to keep them organized, because we do have some that are slightly different lengths to fit our floor the best. Got more over here. So, now that the kind of monotonous work is out of the way, I'm ready to seal. I'm ready to seal.
All right, so we've been working hard all day long. It's 7:20 right now. We painted all the wood, all the joists, and now we're flipping everything. We're gonna do the other side. And it was debatable because we could play it safe and not do the other side, leave basically one side unpolyurethaned, because then we would know for sure that would glue to where it needed to glue to. But then we thought to ourselves, like, what's the use of just doing everything but one side?
Yeah.
So we're just gonna do it all.
We got the good stuff, we invested in the good stuff, and to not do the second side is just, it's silly, because if we're concerned about protecting against water, we need to do both sides. And we're pretty confident the glue is gonna stick. We did a test piece, seemed to stick pretty darn good. So we're just gonna go ahead and do both sides of the sealant.
So we got about an hour's left. We'll probably be done by 8:30. We're gonna paint all the other sides of the subfloor and then all the floor joists, and then we'll be done.
Yay! Until tomorrow. Until tomorrow.
And welcome back, day 2 of the floor install. So it is Sunday morning. We are up early and we are going to get some things done today.
So we made this list, it's a long one, of what needed to get done before we went to California. We just made it, and then we tried to do somewhat of a in-order organization of what was gonna be done in what order. So, it's been a few days and we've gotten some big things done. In my head, I'm thinking we have a lot to cross off, but in reality, we probably have just a couple things, but I'm very excited to do it. So, let's look. Let's look at A. Oh, I already did that one. B, insulation install.
That'll be done today.
Okay, we can finish that today. C, install furring strips. Shit, we didn't do that either.
That'll be done.
Pre-wire.
That'll be done soon.
Install floor joists.
Yay.
Yay. E, where's F? Cut subfloor insulation. That'll be done today. FG, install subfloor insulation. That'll be done today. H, install subfloor. That'll be done today. HI, install vinyl flooring. Oh, cut install heater.
Yeah.
This one didn't even get a number. We didn't even know where it was gonna go. J, frame windows. K, install tongue and groove shiplap. Okay. So,
We had a few to check off.
We cut off a few. Cut off a few. I'm looking at the list. We checked off a few. And I think by the end of the day today, we'll have at least 2 or 3 more to cross off that are big ones that we've been working on for a few days, which is mainly the insulation stuff. So that'll be great to be done with it. Back to work.
We are going to finish the insulation, I should say, insulation of the van floor. We're gonna measure and then cut, measure and then cut, basically all day long. And that's gonna happen the second part of the day. So we'll get all the 1-inch foam board insulation in place. Here we go, gluing down the subfloor.
Oh my gosh!
What?
Get off my foot! Oh. Shit! There's paper towel somewhere.
Okay, hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on, hold on.
I'm holding. Is this the non-toxic stuff?
Yeah.
Whoops. And I totally knew not to do that too. Sorry.
Should I lick your toes?
Ew! I mean, yes. But not because... Sorry, my feet kind of stink a little bit.
No, they don't.
There's definitely glue between my toes.
Hold on.
Oh my gosh. Oh, they're like really sticking together. There's glue.
You're gonna have 4 toes.
Or maybe 3. That's okay.
What did you just do?
Well, it was moving and I just stepped in the glue with my bare foot. Excellent. Excellent timing. That's okay. But Mel wiped it all off for me. So I'm gonna try something new today, and that is I'm actually going to measure one big piece out, and from that one piece, I'm gonna cut all the smaller pieces for that specific area that we're cutting insulation for right now. Yesterday I did piece by piece, and that worked fine, but I think this is gonna be more efficient in terms of, I literally did like 2 measurements. And I think it's just gonna be a lot easier to deal with a smaller piece, cut a smaller piece than cut a huge piece, which is otherwise what I'd be doing. So, I will keep you posted.
Oh, it's cold.
Perfect.
All right. Whoa. We got the subfloor back on the bench right now, and I have to do 2 things to the floor. One is I need to countersink every area that is gonna get one of these wood screws. So we want to countersink it, which means that I use a bit like this. That's a counter bit sink, a counter sink bit. And what I do is, if I would have just taken this, if I would have just taken this and screwed this into this plywood, there's a chance that the tip of this, the head of the screw would stick out. And if that would stick out, then that would mean the vinyl that we're gonna be putting over this would not be on it flat. So what I need to do is I've marked out where all of my screws are gonna go, and I need to make a hole with the countersink bit, pre-screw basically, the size of this head, so that when I screw it all the way in, it sits totally flush. And then I'm gonna sand it, and it's important to sand it because, as you remember, we put a coat of polyurethane on all these boards. So when I sand it, it'll rough it up a bit, and that will help the glue adhere better to whatever we put on top, the vinyl roll. Okay. I got them all. Now I'm going to sand it all down. Okay. That part is done. Now we need to finish cutting out all the insulation for the floor. Kate has done a great job. She's continuing to do that. Once we glue in all those pieces, then this floor can go in. Then we can glue the vinyl to this floor and we'll have a floor. We will be done. It'll be huge progress. Then we can finish the insulation, start on the walls, and the progress continues. If there was a broom twirling contest plus cleaning, you would win.
I would do really well in the sweeping category. Watch this.
Can you like throw it up and catch it?
Well, considering there's a van I don't want to dent, a high-low I don't want to puncture the gas thumb, you and the camera and this stuff that I wouldn't want to break, I don't think so. So we're back here in the barn where it's nice and warm. The heater is turned on. And what we are doing here specifically is we are going to install the, what's it called?
Subfloor insulation.
We are here to install the subfloor insulation. I thought you were going to give me a kiss on the cheek.
No, mates. And if you're wondering what the R value of this 1-inch foam board is, it's 5. 1 inch, and this is polystyrene, cousin to styrofoam.
So here is the first ladder, I like to call it, because that's what it looks like on the floor, of insulation. So literally, this, and then these two go back there. So we decided to cut them just on the edge of being a little too big, because it's better to be able to shave a little bit off to fit it tightly than to have extra room for it to wiggle around or not completely insulate. So we're gonna use a little rubber mallet, pound it in gently, and hopefully all goes well.
A lot of them pretty perfect. Some just need to be trimmed down. And then, once we glue it in, we're then gonna put aluminum tape on it to seal the gaps. I think it'll fit. Babe, guess what?
What?
That's the last piece.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Last piece, last piece.
Already got the glue on it. There it is. Last piece. Do the honors. Yay!
We're gonna seal the hardboard insulation to the wood. So there's no gaps. Everything is really tightly sealed and covered. That's our next step. So it's gonna be pretty much silver squares in here.
Ow, I am bleeding.
Okay, let me get, oh, it's on the, let me get you, I have a Band-Aid, I think.
The aluminum tape cut me. Ah, I've left DNA on our floor. Oh, I got cut by the aluminum tape. Oh, that paper cut, it hurts.
I'm bleeding all over the place. What'd you do?
I know.
Come on, Super. Where is it? Oh.
Whoever knew aluminum tape could be so dangerous.
Should come with a warning sign.
Just over the last few days, we've made a ton of progress. With everything, with the floor, with the joists, with the hardboard insulation, with the rest of the insulation that you finished up, getting this wiring, and now the floor. It's really starting to feel like a home, which is awesome.
What up, cuz? How you doing?
What's going on?
How's Canada?
It's actually warm for a change.
I bet. It's nice here in Michigan too. You want to see our project we just finished? Our brand new subfloor?
I do. Let's see it.
Check it out, Bob. Yeah. We got 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, 4, 5 pieces.
Looks like it's definitely coming along there. You got a dance floor ready now.
How's Ruby?
She's good.
Is she taking a nap?
As usual.
Let's see her.
Let's get Ruby on camera.
Ruby!
Ruby, you're live. You're live right now. What do you have to say to all your fans? Huh? What do you have to say? That you're a sleepy girl? That you're hungry?
Oh, she's so cute. She's just basking in the sun. And that's a wrap for the day. Big day today. We started the electrical. We started to cut the wood for the siding. We're making room for the bunk windows. It's progress, slowly but surely. But we're enjoying every moment of it. Aren't we, babe?
Yeah.
Even where it gets frustrating, and it definitely does, and emotions do fly, especially mine, it's still fun. At the end of the day, we're like, wow, we accomplished so much. In the mornings, we're like, let's go after it. It's just fun.
It's really fun, especially with a guy like this.
Come on, especially with a gal like you.
Especially when he has his emotional outbursts. They're really cute.
I give her plenty of warning, though.
Most of the time.